Hey, what's up, everyone? This is me, Dre. Now, I just wanted to give a little bit of a commentary on what's happened. It's been reported today that Ray Rice has been cut by the Baltimore Ravens. Now, earlier this year, he had gotten into a lot of trouble because there was a video that had been leaked showing from a hotel where he was exiting an elevator, but he was dragging his then fiancée. The NFL did suspend him for like 2 or 4 games, and it was just leaked as another video today from TMZ of what happened inside the elevator. Now, there's no audio, so you really can't determine what the verbal exchange was between he and her, but what you do see is her lunging at him, and next thing you know, you see him either slapping her or punching her. It happened so quick you can't tell if it was an open-handed or a close-handed strike. All the same, he struck her, knocked her the fuck out, and because of that, he has been cut. His contract has been terminated with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I'll be the first to say that it's never right to hit a woman. Whenever you're a man, if you feel the need to hit a woman, it really should make you look in the mirror and question yourself. And there's a lot of guys out there that think nothing of it because they let their masculinity override everything else. But it's the same kind of guy that wouldn't do that to another guy. And I'm not saying that Ray Rice wouldn't step up to another guy because he's a scrappy player. He's always standing face to face because of his stature. You know, we'll talk about 5'7", about 215 to 220 pounds. He bucks up to the largest of them, and with something like that, the sheer force of him hitting her, I can imagine it should have knocked her out. But I'm not saying that that's what he should have done. Period. It's just the fact that he hit her. Yeah, I mean, if she kept on her feet, then he may as well just hang up his cleats and not play football at all. But I've always said that as a woman, if you want to hit a man, be prepared to get hit like a man. And this is something that I've taught to my daughters. One is 20, the other is 10, because during that emotional state, if you feel like you have to put your hands on someone, the outcome can never be good. I'm always teaching my youngest in particular because she likes to play around and hit, and I've always told her that's not acceptable because I don't want her crying to me if she hits someone and they retaliate. Now, by the same token, as a protective father, if my daughters ever hit a guy and they struck them back, yeah, I'd want to punish the little bastard. But at the same time, my daughters wouldn't escape clean without a good ass chewing from me because that's just something that I don't raise them to do. Keep your fucking hands to yourself. That is the rule of my house. And that's something that my mother taught me. But this right here, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and demonize Ray Rice because he struck a woman. We all know that it's wrong. And it's not a matter of knowing and not knowing the circumstance as far as why it happened. The fact is, he struck her. That is wrong. It shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, and this is the kicker, she still married him. So it's not that I'm giving a pass to Ray Rice, but it really does beg the question of what her mindset is if she decided to go ahead and walk down the aisle and exchange vows in holy matrimony with him after this happened. She could have easily left to be on her own, find a different relationship. And it's not to say that Ray Rice is an abusive guy and he's always kicking her ass and she's just keeping a secret. If that is the case, then, of course, on the video, you see what happened, so he can't hide that fact any longer. But if it's just a one-time occurrence, one time is really all it takes for the world to gain a certain perception about you. So a lot of people do have a very critical opinion of him, and I would imagine they should for the most part, because whenever you see a man hit a woman, people have experienced these kind of situations in their own life, whether it was their sister being abused or their mother being abused, someone of any a female in your family that this happened to. And as I stated, my mom had a problem with domestic abuse with one of her relationships, and it was a scary situation. But I can't say that it's right. It's always wrong for a man to hit a woman. I can admit, back when I was 13, I slapped a girl only because my friends kind of juiced me up. And the long of the short is, my mom made me pay the consequence for that. But even with my daughters, I mean, I'm just so opposed to that I think the last time that I've even struck them in terms of a spanking was when they were both 3 respectively. I'm just not a spanking kind of dad. Certainly wouldn't strike a woman. probably shake the shit out of them if they get on my nerves, or grab a pressure point. And I'm not trying to make light of it. It's just that, once again, there are certain ways to handle the situation. Shouldn't touch a woman like that. But, at the same time, if a woman lunges at you, there's just different ways that you have to deflect the situation. Sometimes you may have to shake the shit out of them or bring them back to their senses. But I'm going to leave it at that. Once again, Ray Rice has had his contract terminated with the Baltimore Ravens. He's suspended indefinitely. Whatever happens to him at this point, he's going to have to face the consequences and live with this. But at the same time, his woman is standing behind him because she did marry him after all. So who knows what the fuck she was thinking. But I'm going to go ahead and just leave the video at that. Go ahead and leave your comments. I certainly appreciate that. Somewhere on this, I can't point here, but there is a like button and there's a share button. So if this makes sense to you, go ahead and share this with your friends. And this is Trey. Peace.